So I'm doing good. I didn't nobody gonna ask a question. Camp's going good. It's kind of hot outside, but we're gonna make the best of it and try to get better every day. All right, that's good.
Forgot one day.
Yeah, well, that's kind of ending one. You get better every day.
Mike, D'Angelo is 31 now, and the other side of 30 sometimes running backs start to go downhill. But what are you seeing from him, and do you feel like he can still be the guy to carry this load the running back?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. His commitment to his craft. First of all, he's a guy that's always been a constant pro and knows how to get his body in shape to prepare for everything. And another thing is, for us as running backs, we have 4 or 5 guys in the backfield that can do the job at the same time. So he doesn't necessarily have to take 25, 30 carries a game. I can take 7, Jonathan can take 7, D'Angelo can take 10, 15, and that helps throughout the year. So with him being 31 and getting up in age, I think he's definitely a guy that can handle it well.
How do you all make that work, Mike? What you just talked about, the distribution of carries. A lot of guys wouldn't really be cool with that.
Well, I think first and foremost, we understand the game. We understand what the philosophy is of our team, and we're also brothers. We're more than just teammates. We're brothers out there. We're going to dinner tonight. So as long as we're shining, we don't care who gets to shine. If Jonathan comes out and have a beast of a game and he's at 19 carries and I have 2 and D'Angelo has 5, it doesn't matter. As long as we win and we're having fun and we're doing it together, we don't really care which one of us gets the loves.
Mike, can you talk about losing Gaffney and then what with Jonathan hurt, what that kind of means to your group right now?
Man, it's something that I was shocked. It was his first day and he got hurt. And I'm praying for him. He's gonna come back stronger than ever, I believe. And Jonathan, he's a warrior, man. He's been through so much that we can move on and be ready for him to come back strong. And we're ready for that because as camp moves on, the grind days are going to get harder and get tougher, and it's going to be tougher to push through. But that's training camp, and we're going to be ready for it when he comes back and gives us a little break.
How challenging has it been with all the turnover on the offensive line, and what do you see now in that group so far?
Well, it hasn't been challenging at all, really. Every team, all 32 teams at this point are a work in progress. Even the Seattle Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl. So everybody has their own things that they need to work on, and right now, as an offense, we're getting better, and it's exciting to see that on day 3 of camp that we're getting better. And if we're getting better from last year, from where we came from, and continue to build on the things we did last year and in the first few days in OTAs and in minicamp, it's going to be sky's the limit for us.
Mike, I think the last 3 seasons it started. You guys started 1-5, 1-6, and 1-3. And I realize you pulled out of it last year, but I imagine it's got to be a priority just to not dig yourselves a hole this year. And what can you do to prevent that?
Well, a lot of people say, start fast. That's not one thing we want to do. We want to start strong. We want to finish games out. And if you look at last season, we were ahead in the first 2 games. We lost on 2-minute drives. So we just want to finish games. If we finish the games and start the game strong and continue to play and be consistent, we should be fine.
Mike, it's kind of unfortunate, but going back to Jonathan, you guys kind of know how to practice without Jonathan because he hasn't been at practice a lot the past couple of years, right?
Well, yeah, he's been dealing with some injuries, but at the same time, we know his capabilities. We know what he's able to do. So when he comes back, it's going to be so fun to have all of us in the backfield together, and see what the possibilities could be of us, doing our thing back there.
Do you anticipate a bigger load? Obviously, Gaffney's out, Stewart's hurt, and then Cam with his ankle maybe running a little bit less. Are you going to have to take on more this training camp?
I don't know. I would think so, but at the same time, I'm a pro. I've trained hard this offseason, and I've got my body in tremendous shape, and I'm ready to go. So I can handle anything coaches throw at me.
Finally throwing the pads on today. How excited are you guys as a group to finally get to that point?
Well, I think everybody here knows my style of play and knows I'd rather have pads on. So I'm excited because it's going to get some fur flying today.
Do you feel like your role as a leader is going to really increase more this year than last year?
Absolutely. It's just becoming more comfortable. Last year was my 2nd year here, and I felt like it was still other guys' team, other guys that needed to step up, and I was basically leading by example, not by my words. But I'm gonna definitely try to be a little bit more vocal and push guys through that. I see guys going through hard times or anything on or off the field. You know, I'm there to support everybody. So.
Like how rewarding was last year for you? I mean, you've been in the league a while, but just to get to where you got, what you accomplished last year.
I mean, it's gratifying, but it's not satisfying. I mean, if you know what I mean. It's gratifying because I know that all the hard work I put in, everything that I've done to this point, paid off last year. But I'm not satisfied by any means. You know, I want to make it there and further beyond. So it's something that I worked for, but I'm working even harder this year for more.
Mike, are guys in that room familiar with the history in terms of back-to-back winning seasons? And the Panthers not having done that ever in their history?
I mean, we're conscious of it, but it's not on the forefront of our minds. We're just trying to win games, and you know, if it comes out to be 10, 11, 12 games, then that's what it comes out to be. But we're going to go out every game with the intention that we're going to beat whoever's in front of us, and at the end of the year, we'll see what the outcome is.
Mike, you talked about off-season work, and you're a pro, got your body in shape. What do you do in the off-season to ensure that you'll replicate a Pro Bowl season this year?
Well, I do a program called Crossbox in San Diego. It's pro boxing workout, and my trainer Dale Sullivan, he incorporates a lot of football movement, a lot of speed ladder, a lot of hand-eye coordination, a lot of footwork, a lot of cardio. I mean, I'm talking miles of cardio, road work. I mean, it's a pro boxer's workout, and it's definitely tough. But I mean, the strong survive, and I got to be ready. So.
You shed any weight?
Yeah, I lost about 13 pounds during the past 6 months.
Saw a video of you doing that where you kind of did the CrossFit ladder or whatever, and you kind of came through and screamed right into the camera's face. Talk about the intensity when you get doing stuff like that.
Well, I've been doing CrossBox for about 5 years now, and I've gotten to the point where I actually get in the ring and I spar with heavyweights and I spar with other guys and just help guys move around that's actually doing pro boxing. So it's man on man. It's you know, it's the ultimate sport of either you win or I win. It's gonna be me or you, and that takes a lot of intensity. And everybody knows the mentality I have is that I will never let the man across from me beat me. So with that being said, I'm just a naturally intense guy when I'm going at it. I'm very competitive, and that's me. You know, I can't help it, but at the same time, I'm aware of it.
Did anybody in that locker room take you?
Boxing? No.
Yeah.
Maybe Byron Bell, because he was a Golden Gloves champion. But that was a long time ago, so I wouldn't even give him that now.
He has the reach on you, though.
That doesn't matter.
Mike, do you need to put that weight back on that you lost, or is that?
No. I mean, I'm feeling great. My body feels good. The weight was a hindrance, you know, in the past. So now that I've dropped it and I'm feeling great, I don't see a reason to put it back on. I took it off the right way, and bending it off the right way is definitely helping me.
Do you see a noticeable difference out there from what you've done in the off season?
Oh, absolutely. My cardio is beyond whatever I can ever comprehend. It's something that, because we did so much road work and we did so much sparring and so much cardio when I was working out, that I feel like I can run for days, and you don't usually see short, fat guys that can run that long. So I mean, I'm very, very much in shape.
How does it change your breathing?
Well, in boxing, you learn how to breathe. You know, it teaches you to keep your head down and breathe through your nose and out your mouth. So you constantly, you think about that constantly. And with that being said, when you're thinking about that, you don't think about being tired. So once you finally get a chance to relax, you're like, that wasn't that bad. You know, so the things that we do here is nothing compared to boxing workout.
What's your boxing style like? You like a dancer like Ali, dance and jab, you slug it? How do you do it?
My boxing style is a little bit Tyson mixed with Mayweather. You know, I'm strong enough to make things happen, but I like to move around and dip and duck and slip and do all that too. So I definitely like to mix it up.
You wear headgear?
Yes.
In terms of getting hit, can you compare pads and then when you're sparring?
I'd rather get hit sparring than I would in pads. You know, I've been hit very, very good a few times sparring, and it's just something where you, like in boxing, you learn how to roll with it, and you take a hit, but you don't take the full blunt of the blow. In football, if you get caught the right way, you can be out for some time. So I'd rather get hit sparring than I would in football.
Like anybody of note that you've sparred with? You said a couple of professionals. Anybody?
Well, I was sparred with a guy named Miguel Unherio or something like that from San Diego. He's a heavyweight. He's only had like two professional fights, and it's like 3 or 4 other heavyweights that at the gym that I work out of, called the House of Boxing Training Center in San Diego, and they're all heavyweights, and you know I move around with those guys. They have a big tournament called the Battle of the Badges, where like the fire department, the sheriff's department, police station, corrections, they all come together and put on a boxing tournament. And I spar with a lot of those guys too, getting them ready for it.
Would you rather hit on the field or hit in the ring?
You talk about 2 things that I love to do. I'd rather hit on the field because I'm a football player. That's what I do. I mean, I love boxing. I always have. But being on the field and laying a guy out is just no feeling compared to that.
Did it tick you off yesterday when you kind of had the ball stripped there at the end?
It did, because you know it was towards the end of practice, and you know towards the end you kind of get a little winded, a little tired, and I was getting ready to come back and he stripped it out. So I got something for him today, though. Please believe that.
Like,
Guys, we got
right
time
now?
for 1 or 2 more.
All right.
You said you dropped 13. What are you at now?
I'm at 250 right now.
You want to stay there?
Yeah.
You guys good?